people. So where's her compassion for the father who actually brought her up, who paid for her private education while her mother was in jail?
Show me her mugshot. Show me where she was fingerprinted. For what did she go to jail? When was she there? What jail did she go to? How long was she there? When was she probation? Who was her probation parole officer? All of the so-called journalists in Great Britain? No one has been able to answer the question. You haven't been able to produce one single shred of evidence to support that she has gone to jail. Ask you a series of questions and no one can provide the answer. Back to the clip, the woman said she went, but I don't know the precise date. She did go. Something is seriously wrong with you all. Instead of worrying about Meghan or her mother who did not go to jail, why don't you start looking, as the woman said in the clip, the royals who have actually broken laws, are actual billionaires continuing to take millions from people who are struggling from day to day. How about that?
Who's been the most inspiring woman in your own life?
Gosh, there's so many. I mean, of course, my mom. I mean, this is a live stream. If I didn't leave with my mom,
you're not going to be at Christmas.
No kidding. It's my mom.
Real here.
No, my mom's amazing. My mom is, we're so different. My mom is a yoga instructor and a social worker, and she's got a nose ring and dreadlocks, and she's super free-spirited and laid back. And so, yeah, so she's like, you just came out like this. I don't know where you came from. My mom is amazing.
Nous sommes très heureux d'être de retour au Canada. Nous vous remercions d'être venus en si grand nombre pour nous accueillir. Nous vous remercions aussi d'avoir accepté de partager avec nous la beauté de ces pays.
One thing Meghan Sussex, she did change her name. One thing Meghan Sussex reminded me of this week is that even if people have historically said nasty things about you for whatever reason, that shouldn't deter you from putting out your work. And even when you share your work, there will still be hateful, jealous, envious, nasty people who have something negative to say. But if there are people in your corner supporting you, who are rocking with you, you're going to eat regardless. Did her show not make it into the top 10 across so many different countries? Is her show not being renewed on Netflix for season 2? Sometimes haters will unknowingly propel you further, because in hating, were they not watching and hating? Were they not commenting and hating? She had her name in people's mouths this week. Meghan's journey is literally a testimony in not letting your haters win. And one thing about life is that people are going to hate regardless. Even when you're great at something or well-loved, you will always have a group of people that passionately dislike you. Name one successful person who is adored by everyone. That just doesn't exist, right? And her journey is literally a testimony in, not letting the haters paralyze you and still having a willingness to put out your craft, to be visible, to talk that talk, to walk that walk, regardless of what people have to say. You can let the negativity get to you, or you can say, you know what? The hate does not dictate my outcomes, and I'm going to win whether or not certain people support me. So next time someone says something negative about you, you think, oh, I don't want to share this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to talk about this. No, you can't let them win. As long as there are people in your corner, it doesn't matter. You are still going to eat regardless.
the claim that Meghan's mother was biracial. I can't find that comment now, but I'd like to set the record straight. Who is the calm, poised woman who raised a duchess, but never needed a crown? This is Doria Regland, Meghan's mother, and the embodiment of quiet strength. She was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and raised in Los Angeles by two hardworking parents. Her mother, Jeanette Arnold, was a nurse. Her father, Alvin Regland, painted houses and sold antiques. Both Doria's parents were Black Americans. Their roots run deep in the American South, Georgia to be exact, descended from people who endured slavery, fought for dignity, and built lives from scratch. Doria worked as a makeup artist, yoga instructor, a travel agent, and later earned a master's degree in social work. She earned her place, one job and one sacrifice at a time. She raised Meghan as a single mom. She taught her Black identity, resilience, and the ability to move through the world with both softness and steel. At Meghan and Harry's wedding, she sat alone, no entourage, no attention seeking, just quiet, unshakable grace.
Upon their hearts and a crown upon.
I have a humble brag here, but I have like a 2-degree separation with Meghan Markle. My husband used to work with her on the set of Suits. Now, my husband, in my opinion, is a wonderful judge of character. Like, if my husband doesn't like someone, it's for good reason, and I usually trust his judgment. And he's also not the type to like gas someone up or hype someone else up for no reason whatsoever. He's very honest. And according to him, someone that knows her and knew her, she is one of the nicest, most genuine people. He had not one negative thing to say about her. And in an industry where everyone's nose is turned up and, you know, people think their shit don't stink. And my husband's not an actor. He was on the crew. And he said she treated everyone with not only respect, but she was just a sweet person, a genuine person. She was great to her fans. She always stopped for an autograph. She always stopped to talk to people. She was nice to everyone. And people like that don't just change overnight into some narcissistic liar. So, yeah. Especially when she hasn't shown that. But whatever. You're entitled to your imaginary opinion on someone. Bye.
This is my good friend Megan. We wanted to just do something really fresh, really beautiful. She was wearing this beautiful golden dress. So I wanted to keep her skin really bronzy, really golden. She doesn't like a lot on her lips, so I wanted to keep her lip looking really kind of juicy, youthful. We wanted it really juicy, pretty, beautiful pink. I prepped her lip with our Kisu lip mask, and then we used the lip tint on top of it. What's really beautiful is that it's so much about her skin, but sometimes with someone who has a lot of freckles, if you put too much foundation on top of it, it can kind of create this mask on the skin. So anytime I do Meghan's makeup, I always kind of spot treat, meaning that I only use foundation and maybe a little bit of concealer in places where I need to even out any redness, any dullness. And I use a small, it's kind of like an eyeshadow brush, and I do her foundation with it just because I really want her skin to come through, her freckles to come through, and I'll use a smaller brush to do that.
Leader, including Meghan's, was a Girl Scout. Here's Mama Doria serving as a Girl Scouts troop leader, including Meghan's was a Girl Scout.
Well, it certainly hasn't been denied by Meghan's side, and that's something. So I think she probably has contacted her father or the hospital, possibly her half-brother, more likely the hospital, to pass on her good wishes, I imagine, to her father, who does seem to be very ill indeed. He's been in poor health for a long time, but now in intensive care and having his leg reportedly amputated. This does seem to have provoked a change of heart from Meghan.
Do you think that with relationships softening between Meghan Markle and her father, that perhaps there could be some sort of softening between Harry and the King? It seemed as though Meghan Markle, at some points, it felt as though Meghan Markle was almost trying to keep her husband away from his family. Perhaps now she's getting closer to her father again, her husband will too.
Meghan Sussex, we must remember. She doesn't like being called Meghan Markle. And of course, she is still a duchess. She's not a former duchess. Whether this will have any impact on Harry and the King, no, I don't think so. But I think we should cut Meghan some slack here. I'm a bit tired of all the criticism of her. Families are complicated. We all know that. And the royal family is particularly complicated. She's put up with a lot from her father, you know, over the years. He has been selling his story to all sorts of outlets, giving media interviews, whether paid or not, when she has pleaded with him not to do so. She's also put up with a lot of verbal abuse from her half-brother and her half-sister, Thomas and Samantha. And she has chosen over recent years simply not to contact any of them. But I think she would...
He's just 12 years old. He always wanted to have a normal life, and instead he has to stand here, stifling his grief.
My mom, who we've spent a lot of time with, it was so much fun.
Mom's amazing. Grandma's here.
You put them in separate little bags so we can divide and conquer.
Hey, Grandma.
In my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Okay.
What else? You have lots of burning questions.
I have lots of burning questions. What have you learned about yourself since becoming Sussex?
Well, interesting. What I learned about myself is no matter what my name is or what people call me, I'm still the same person. So that didn't change who I am. And maybe that's probably the biggest distinguishing factor.
Give me a tutorial on royal naming conventions. So, like, are you Meghan Sussex? Are you Meghan Duchess of Sussex?
Mm-hmm.
Is Markle even on your passport anymore? Is it, we don't use that term anymore?
Well, when I got married, I changed my name.
Yeah.
But it's a complicated one for people to understand because a last name is not typical in that construct.
I think we expect a last name, but is that a last name or is that actually
It's not, but it's used roughly, or loosely rather. It sounds so silly to say, and I get it because I'm American, and then I went there and I started to understand, and you come back, and as an American you go, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
It's a dukedom.
A dukedom, that's a new word for me.
It's a dukedom.
Okay.
So, but that's the truth of it. But at the end of the day, you know, yes, so my legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But Sussex, for us, works as our family name. And it's the name that we share with our children. And but yes, since we've been married, that's what I've been called.
It didn't matter where they landed. You know, I just wanted them to be happy and so that I could be with them.
Grandma's here. Hey, Grandma. Hey, Grandma.
Check out this clip from GB News, and at the end of it, I will prove to you why people like Carole Malone who defend colonialism are racist.
They think everything about colonisation was wrong. It wasn't. There were some terrible things, and there were some good things to come out of it. And that is about properly acknowledging your past.
Education.
Yes, completely.
Sanitation.
Transportation.
There was so much that we brought to
So there you go, 3 ways that British colonialism apparently helped the countries that it colonised. Education, sanitation, transport. So let's look at how Britain is doing now in education. Education system is failing for 11 to 16-year-olds according to the House of Lords. Sanitation, not very sanitary, rivers full of shit. Transport, HS2 is cancelled, and we seem to have a huge problem implementing large-scale transport infrastructure. That's why, because she's so principled and consistent in her politics, Carole Malone is now arguing that Britain should be colonised by China. Except of course she fucking isn't, because colonialism is never seen as something that should happen to us. It's never something that we would benefit from. It's only something that people benefit from if they're beneath us, if they're not capable of running their own systems. It's fascinating to me. The countries that have done incredibly well since colonialism, like Singapore, which has better transport, better education, and better sanitation than the UK, is not calling for the UK to come back again, because they have those things because they developed them, not because we implemented them. India doesn't have railways now because we built them out of the goodness of our hearts. We started railways in India because we wanted to take more of their stuff more quickly, and they still have those railways because they have continued to expand them and maintain them. Colonialism is such a great thing. Why is it never suggested as a solution to the problems that we face? Why is it only a good thing for other people and never a good thing for Britain?
But I think it's absolutely true that she got absolutely an unfair treatment by the press compared to Kate. I mean, Kate was never accused of, causing drought and murder in Mexico because she liked avocados. So I think she's making a general point. That's the Mail. That was the Mail. I think it's the Mail, not the Mail on Sunday. Is Meghan's favourite snack fueling drought and murder? The Mail also said, in the early days, Harry's girl is straight out of Compton. I think the point she's making, and she talks about this in her interview, and the point she's making is that she did feel she got unfair treatment. OK, she might be a slight exaggeration that the pats are out there outside every day, but it's like saying there's lots of traffic in London. I don't mean there's traffic every day, but there's traffic Sunday. So look, but the point is, I think she was treated unfairly by the press. The fact that she's done this interview, she's ended on the front of the Daily Mail, but the Daily Mail is saying, I wish she'd go away. She's quite interesting.
She's ended up on many front pages. Look, I think it's, if you read that interview beginning to end, I think it's a bit weird. Who buys an £11 million house having only looked around the garden?
It was the palm trees, Andrew.
The palm trees she saw.
Palm trees. That's why, can I just say, but when they looked round the house, they spotted two palm trees joined together. Harry said, my love, it's us. When Archie goes past them, he says, hi, Mama, hi, Papa.
Yeah.
I mean, who couldn't fail to be moved?
And so
hard-hearted Andrew Pierce is not moved by
Jackie,
this.
would you walk round a house and just look at the garden and buy it, particularly when it costs £10.5 million?
No, and I wouldn't buy a house worth
That's
that
not
much,
true, because they said when they started looking for property, this property kept on coming up, and they avoided it, and eventually they went to see it.
Guys, check out Miss Doria. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Meghan Markle's mother, and she is pictured here with Kris Jenner of the Kardashians. Now, that photo was taken at the 5th annual This Is About Humanity charity. This charity is dedicated to raising awareness about separated and reuniting families and children at the U.S.-Mexico border. A great cause to get behind. Now, we are all well aware of the Kardashian brand and how they don't want anything to tarnish that. Hence, Kim divorcing Kanye for his crazy antics. Now, do you think they would take a photo with someone who supposedly went to prison and was a drug dealer? I don't think so. The UK media staged pushing the narrative that Meghan was the cause of all the drama between her and the firm when it wasn't, and they know it wasn't. They are so desperate for people not to like them, and that is definitely not the case. We know the derangers are somewhere saying that Doria probably paid them to be in the photo with her. She's liked. Go cry about it, bitch.
A lot of you have tagged me in Tom Bower's claims that came out this week on TV that Meghan Markle's mother, Doria, is a drug dealer, was a drug dealer. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. And I will not mince words. Tom Bowers is trash. He's a man who makes his money off of writing salacious books about powerful people. His most recent book dropped over the summer and it was called Revenge, all about Harry and Meghan. He also writes about powerful political figures such as Jeremy Corbyn. And whoops, HarperCollins had to remove comments from that book because they were false. And back to his book Revenge, it faced backlash because the people quoted in it said he lied about the Duchess. And this author does their due diligence and goes through and contacts people that are referenced in the book, such as Sam Kashner, who denied the claim that he felt that Meghan Markle had played him during the Vanity Fair cover story in 2017. He also refuted the claim that Meghan Markle only liked Kashner because of his stutter, which he says he doesn't have, which, again, is a weird claim. Royal commentator Kristen Mesner wrote on Twitter that she was wrongly cited in the book and that she had never been interviewed by Bower. Seems like an oversight. So the clip that I've been sent is of Tom Bower appearing on Dan Wootton's show and claiming that Doria Regland was not only a drug user, she was also a dealer. He believes that is what caused the split from Thomas Markle. Doesn't have proof of that, but sure. He then goes on to say that Doria was missing from her daughter's life from age 5 to 18, and some of that time was spent in jail. Again, it would be very easy to just look up criminal records to see if this is true or not, but he claims it's true, so obviously we should believe him. I mean, so curious that he comes out with this expose after Spare is dropped, 6 months after his revenge book is dropped. I wonder if he's trying to, pick up some new sales of that book. Just speculating. This really grinds my gears because there is no proof of Doria being a drug dealer, but way to stereotype. Meanwhile, and this is neither Kate nor Will's fault, her uncle, her millionaire uncle, was exposed selling hard drugs to an undercover reporter. Clear and hard facts. And it made me think of Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow. In it, she cites how Black people and white people sell drugs at the same rate, but Black neighborhoods are over-policed, so they end up going to jail at a much higher rate than their white counterparts. Also, buyers and sellers are more likely to be of the same race. Alexander also talks about the way coke and cocaine were policed in the 80s to show the disparities between how they were able to lock up Black people versus white people who were doing cocaine. Typically, Black people had coke. Tom Bowers is playing off a tired racist trope. It's despicable. Doria is a private citizen. She does not deserve this. And if the story gets picked up and repeated over and over again, people will begin to repeat it despite the fact that they don't remember where it actually came from because they have seen it everywhere, and that is a shame.
I've tried very hard not to say something, but I feel that we need to address a lie that keeps resurfacing every few months, usually from the same corners of the British media and from derangers. Now, recently, commentator Carole Malone repeated a claim that Doria, Meghan's mum, went to jail. And let me say this slowly, clearly, and full of confidence. There is zero evidence so far that Doria Regland has ever been arrested, charged, convicted, incarcerated, or placed on probation. Zero. None. Not a single shred of evidence. And here's the thing. If you're going to make an accusation that's serious, then the basics should be easy to produce. So let's ask the obvious questions. Where is her mugshot? Where are the fingerprints? What were the charges? What court handled the case? Which judge presided? What is the docket number? What attorney of record? What jail facility? What dates? How long was the sentence? Who was the probation officer? What case file exists in public records? Now, if someone actually went to jail, all of this would be traceable. Public records do not disappear. Court filings do not evaporate. Arrest logs don't magically go missing. So why hasn't a single journalist, a tabloid, a paparazzo, a royal reporter, police department or courthouse provided any of these documents? Because the claim is false. And this isn't just common sense. This is confirmed by reality. Doria Regland was thoroughly vetted before the royal wedding. Meghan was vetted. Everyone around them was vetted. The British press spent months digging through their backgrounds and was even able to obtain Meghan's social security number. And they dug through their backgrounds looking for scandal. And we all know that, especially if they found anything from the black side of Meghan's family, that would have been front center on the national papers. So if the tabloids, with their budgets, informants, and obsession, couldn't find a criminal record, it's because there isn't one. So let's clear this up. Some people would say, well, convicted criminals can't travel. Here is the nuance. It depends on the type of conviction, the country, the probation terms, and the travel restrictions set up by courts. Some convicts do travel, but some don't. So yeah, we know that Doria, she traveled. and she traveled the world. So yeah, the bottom line is, if you say someone went to jail, you better produce the dates, the records, the charges, the facilities, the fingerprints, the inmate numbers, the court files, the probation paperwork. But until then, shut your mouth, because Doria has a spotless public record. She's a social worker and she has a very strong reputation in mental health and social work. And she raised a daughter who went on to marry into one of the most scrutinized families in the world. So yeah, maybe that is what people cannot stand, that a black woman gave birth to a daughter who married into the royal family. Therefore, they have to find every trope in the book to smear her with. So until you can produce evidence, shut your mouth, because your racism is showing. My name's Elizabeth. I'm the author of the award-winning The Luxpreneur. And for more insights like these, please like, share, comment, and follow me.
Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, just reposted my Instagram post to As Ever Official, and y'all can't tell me nothing today! Nothing! Here it is, and go check it out before it goes away. I'm so beside... Okay, I'm gonna calm down. I am beside myself, as you can see, but... Thrilled!
Years ago.
When was her mum in jail? When was her mum in jail?
Years ago. Do you want me to give you the precise date, time? Because I haven't got it.
I've never heard that before.
Years ago. Anyway.
When was her mum in jail? When was her mum in jail?
Years ago. Do you want me to give you the precise date, time? Because I haven't got it.
I've never heard that before.
Years ago. Anyway.
Let's lock it down for a moment, because Carole Malone got on GB News and confidently told a lie about Doria Regland, a dignified black woman with a clean record. She opened her mouth and let racism spill out of her snout. This was a deliberate smear campaign. Carole knows outrage is the only currency she has left. Her career hasn't just dipped, it's fossilized. She treats black success like a threat, and black motherhood like a scandal, because she can't imagine either without clutching her pearls and panicking for attention. Carole Malone's professional history is basically a landfill of rejected headlines and bigoted fear-baiting. She's targeted immigrants. She's demonized marginalized families. She's peddled lies as if facts were beneath her. Her entire resume reads as, "I'm a proud bigot." Her worldviews smell like dust balls and imperial dust, a leftover relic from Britain's colonial hangover. Her mindset is dust. Her worldview isn't just outdated, it's decomposing. She sees a powerful black woman existing with respect and visibility, and suddenly she loses oxygen. The very existence of Doria Regland shatters Carole's entire belief system, because Doria is grace, dignity, and poise. And Carole needs black women to be villains for her narratives to function. Without lies, she has nothing to say. Carole is an infestation. She is misinformation in human form, always loud and never right. Carole Malone is a broadcasting hazard. She's a PR nightmare with a hair appointment. She's the kind of pundit that makes lawyers sweat. The kind who makes advertisers want to pull out. The way her father should have pulled out when he had the chance. No legitimate broadcaster should ever trust her with a live mic, unless they want to spend their entire programming budget on apology statements. Her relevance is a corpse. Her ideology ancient. Carole, the world is done with what you're selling. We want elevated luxury like Doria and Meghan, not the decomposing ignorance you're selling. And the world would be a better place when your voice and your platform are dust. Black women deserve protection from racists like you. What Carole delivered was knowingly false statements, presented as facts, broadcast to the public with the intent to damage Doria Regland's reputation. Under UK law, falsely alleging criminal behavior on live TV can constitute defamation when it harms a person's standing in society. When you push a fabricated criminal narrative into the public domain and label it as truth, accountability stops being optional. Thomas Markle has once again proven that he doesn't crave reconciliation. He craves an audience. Every time he opens his mouth, it isn't love speaking. It's his addiction screaming. He isn't reaching out to his daughter. He's reaching out to the British tabloid press. If he even had a sliver of genuine respect for Meghan or her kids, he would handle his health and his regrets privately, like a grown man. But privacy doesn't get him camera lights. Accountability doesn't get him headlines. So instead, he drags a very real tragedy into the tabloids. Because he's never met a boundary, he didn't bulldoze for attention. This isn't a heartbroken father. This man is foaming for relevance, using pity as a press pass. Every "I don't want to die estranged" quote feels like emotional blackmail, with a side of PR spin. He wants sympathy? Then he should have acted like a father when it mattered. Instead of selling out his daughter every time a reporter waved a check in his direction. It's disgusting the way he weaponizes his health and grief to get the world to watch him. It's manipulative that he frames Meghan as the villain while he broadcasts his victim act from a hospital bed like it's a talk show set. Thomas Markle doesn't want peace. He wants spotlight. He wants control. He wants Meghan's life to orbit him even now. And the saddest, ugliest part, he would rather die a headline than live a humble apology. Thomas Markle
Hey, white boy, how you doing? The white boy, the husband, white boy. No, that. I said let's go talk to that white boy. See that one?
No.
Why don't you want to go talk to him? Say, hi, I'm your cousin.
No.
Why don't you want to go talk to him?
I don't want to.
Tell him hello, cuz. That's how white black people do. We just go around and say hi to everybody. Come sit down here. This one, what does this say?
Taco.
Taco.
Somebody named
That's
Taco.
somebody Taco probably died here.
On the bench?
On the bench with Taco. we be posing, I be posing, and we be posing. Let's go. What did you just do? What do you do? You doing crazy stuff?
Only a little bit.
Or maybe we need to go film that water a little bit. With us, we didn't film with us together.
Into the circle.
Into the circle. When you got nosy wife, this is what happens. And you walk, you walk, you walk, you walk, you walk. And you walk.
That's so
And see those little birds? See those little birds? Okay, Daddy, let's go. I'm just nosy. Did you guys see that water? It looks good. Put my head a little bit down. Like that one. Make it a little bit stylish. Oh my. You thought there was somebody?
It's rolling away.
Yeah, they just saw us and they started rolling away. Because we've been too nosy. What? Good way to doing stuff.
You just see me roll down the hill.
Oh.
Idiot for business. On the table, apparently.
So we have to pick it up from
Arby's house later.
Oh, okay. Thank God it's Arby's.
Alright, madame. Madame, should I go see Fora?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get chased out of here.
Cinnamon toast.
They all smell exactly the same. Like all of them exactly the same. Ocean? Should we smell what the ocean smells like? I bet it smells exactly the same. Because, yeah, it's pretty close. It's not bad, but it has a weird aftertaste. Weird flavor at the end. I bet you it's really expensive too.
They don't even look like something I want to buy.
I mean, yeah.
Does it look like you want to buy it?
That's what you get your grandpa. That's what you buy your grandpa.
Mom said we're nuts, but when we're gonna really
do what? What are we gonna do?
What she's thinking we can't. We are lying about. Huh?
This sounds like grandpa.
What did she say? What she thinks that we're lying about?
I don't know.
She's gonna be surprised. See how my coat looks so beautiful. I never seen no cute coat like this one. I never seen God looking this beautiful before. My goodness. Hallelujah. God bless you. Dude. God bless you, Daddy.
Yeah.
Stop messing up. Stop messing up my coat. Why are you doing that?
I would never do that.
What will you just do? Just being mean? Get it, okay. Let's go.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go.
Because you're walking into an intersection without paying attention, my love.
Because I have you here. I'm sure nobody gonna hit me. Where we going to Earth, body and beyond to get that thing?
We're gonna have the birth.
What did you do? Were you trying to gossip? Why are you doing mean stuff? Mean? And come on down here and I'll tell you some stories. That story is about Victoria's Secret. So what do you need to do?
You're not supposed to tell the secret.
They said, oh, she said, you two are not. Oh, Mama just did not say that. She doesn't even know where we are. Did she say that?
Yeah. Well, she's right. We're like, ask her what kind of peanut, cashew.
Just ask her. Mom, what kind of nuts are we? Peanut butters? Nuts from peanut. You messed up that video.